Hi everyone, Yogesh Kapoor here again. And a couple of days back, I made a video about 20 days being left before the year 2020. And I did mention that I would make another video and I would mention some of my regrets. Before I get into that, I was just thinking today is like Saturday, and this is like the last Saturday of the decade. And it's the last weekend of the decade, and there's so much rushing through my head about what's happened over the last 10 years. But I particularly wanted to make this video because I wanted to share with you my top 3 regrets over the last 3 decades and my top 3 points, which I think the good things that happened to me. So I'll start with the regrets first. My first regret is back in 2009, I had joined an online business, and I paid something like 500 US back then to join it. But the thing is, I didn't act upon it, and I was lazy about it, and I just let go of it. And 10 years later now, when I see how online businesses have grown, people have made like 6-figure incomes and all, I regret that I didn't continue with it. And that's one of my bad habits. I start something, but if I get bored, I completely fall off. But I wish I didn't do that. The second regret I have is 10 years back, my friend told me to start a YouTube channel because I love, watching movies and making movies. So he told me to start a YouTube channel, either making videos or just generally, talking something. And I didn't do that 10 years ago. And today when I see, YouTube stars who've done it over 10 years or even less than 10 years, they've reached so far. So that's a second regret I have. And the topmost regret I have is back in 2011, I was visiting India. And in India, I was outside this acting school. It's a very famous acting school. Some of the best actors in India have come out of there. And I was contemplating whether I want to join the acting school or not. And, because I always wanted to pursue a career in acting. And it was a 3-month course. And there were a lot of questions in my mind. And then I didn't. Finally, I didn't join it. And, 8 years have gone by. There's always that thought. What would have happened had I joined it? So those were my top 3 regrets. Now I'm going to talk about the top 3 points that happened. So the first is me joining Toastmasters in 2013. January I joined Toastmasters, and I joined it just after one meeting because it made me feel like I was in high school. I realized I love speaking, and I joined it. And that led me to become top 30 speakers at the World Championship of Public Speaking, which brings me to my second good thing that's happened to me in this decade is I moved to Jakarta, which is something I wanted to do 21 years ago. I first visited this place in 1998, and I didn't move here, but then later on I moved in 2017, and I competed in the World International Speech Contest here, and I won. And which takes me to my third best part about this decade is I got to visit Canada. I used to study in a Canadian high school, and it was always a dream to go to Canada, which never happened over the years. I got busy with work, responsibilities and stuff, and I kind of completely forgot I always wanted to visit Canada. And because I moved to Jakarta, I won the contest. I got to visit Canada because that's where the semi-finals and finals was. And I got to see the Niagara Falls. It's such a beautiful country. It's probably the best travel trip I've ever had in my life. So these were the top 3 best things that have happened to me in this decade. The reason I make this video is I also want to talk about the three regrets that I mentioned earlier. Is that when I ponder over it now, I think about it, sometimes some things don't happen at the time you want them to happen. Because I wanted to go visit Canada 20 plus years ago. I wanted to study there actually, but I chose not to and join the family business. And, I wanted to move to Jakarta 22 years ago. That didn't happen. And so many other things, they didn't happen, many years ago, but suddenly they all happen after so many years. And you kind of realize, okay, I didn't start a YouTube channel. I didn't join the acting school, and I didn't continue that online business. But maybe that wasn't, if I had done things at that time, maybe with the knowledge I had or the things I wasn't ready for, it wouldn't have worked. So always believe that there's a right time for something, and also that it's never too late to start something. I'm making this video just to share this with you guys, that I would like to hear from you. What were your top 3 moments in the last decade, and what were your top 3 regrets in the last decade? And before you go, don't forget to subscribe my YouTube channel and press the bell icon so that and share this video with whoever you think it would help. Thank you so much for watching my video, and my next video will be about my vision board and my top 3 goals for 2020. Thank you.